strikeout, subscript, all these, and strikeout, right? All these comes under font effects. For that, what are the elements used? We discussed about that. And we learned difference between review elements and design elements. What are review elements? Strong, emphasized, inserted, deleted, all these comes under review elements. Next, ordered list. Ordered list, already I told you a point. Ordered list, actually, it is used to configure. Generally, we use this to configure. We call it as a numbered list, auto numbering. For a list of items, we can configure auto numbering for a list of items by using ordered list. We can configure auto numbering, and actually numbering updates automatically when you add or delete items. Add or delete items, the numbering will automatically updates. So list is defined with OL, and the list item is defined with LI. We have LI. So syntactically, we just use OL, and with LI, some item one. So we have like LI, some item two, like this we define. That is the ordered list we are having. So ordered list have some important attributes also. For example, see, let's open our project, and in this we will go to a new page. Here I will add a new page. Okay, here we will define an HTML page. We are writing OL. In that we have like HTML, another list item CSS, another list item some JavaScript, like that we are having. Now automatically these will display with a numbering. When you run, it will show numbering 1, 2, 3, like this numbering will come. That means for a list of items, automatically a numbering will add. If you add one more item after this CSS, another item we are adding bootstrap, then automatically numbering will update 3, 4. When you add or remove any item, numbering automatically changes. So what are important attributes for this? We have some attributes. The first important attribute is we have type. Type is, it defines numbering type as 1 or a lowercase, a uppercase, Roman letter, lowercase, and Roman letter uppercase. We can use any of these numbering types. You can define numbering type as 1 or A, like this. We can define any numbering type. So numbering type can be like this. For example, we have to mention OL type as by default it is 1. If you don't give any numbering type, automatically it is 1. You can put as A or any of those. So you see now I am changing the numbering type here for this. To change the numbering type, I am adding type as A, then it is like A, B, C, D. You have like Roman letter, it will be Roman letter 1, 2, 3, 4. Generally, when you give A, B, C, D, after, if it is a lengthy list, after 26, it will be like A, B, A, Z, B, A, B, Z, C, A, C, Z, like that. Generally in computers, everywhere same technique followed. In computer technologies, when a numbering is given with alphabet, and if it is crossing 26, that means what will happen? It will put A to Z. After that, A, B, A, C, like that it will be A, Z. Like B, A to B, Z. After that, Z, Z finish, then it will go to A, like that. That is a traditional numbering style in any computer language, in any computer technology. So if there is so many items list, then we don't use any alphabet. We use numbering and other options. So the first option is type. What you can define numbering type. Another option we have start. It specifies the initial value to start with. It specifies the initial value to start with. That means actually it refers to level number. So that means from which level it should start. Level number we define. It defines the level number to start with. Remember, this is always a number. Level number is always a number. That means usually numbering start from 1, 2, 3, ABC, like that. Suppose this type is 1 and I want it to start with 101. Then we will put start as 101. It will start with 101. Or I want to start with 51. It will start with 51. That means it is not starting with 51 number. It is starting with 51 level. 51 level. That means, for example, if a type is ABC, I want to start with E. Then what is start? It is 5. It is not E. That's what I said, level number. E level number is how much? 5. It uses the level number as 5. That means it will start with level number 5. It will go with that E, F, G, H, like that. You cannot give E. That will not work because it is always a level number. That means from which level you want to start. You can define the level number. So you have OL, type is some A, And the start, we can give some 5. Or suppose OL type is 1 and its also start is 5. Start is 5. Like that we can define from which level it must start with. So two important attributes. One is type. It is numbering type. Another start. So which level it should start with. Next, one more attribute is there. We have another attribute that is reversed. It is a new attribute we don't use everywhere. But what is the concept of reversed is it can reverse the numbering. So descending order numbering. Remember, it is not reversing the list. It is reversing only number. It is not reversing the list. It is reversing only number. That means, so it is used to reverse the numbering style in descending order. Reverse the numbering style in descending order. But that is not regularly required, but it is one option which we use sometimes. Like, for example, do you know these days what happening is when you watch videos on YouTube or when you watch posts on Instagram or Facebook or emails in your Gmail, you will see that latest will be top, old one will be bottom. That means anything newly added, it will not go down, it will come up. That means we should reverse that. Generally, latest will be last, but latest can be top. For such reasons, we use this. But it is not reversing the list, it is only reversing the number. For example, you see, suppose our number is some type is 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I put reversed, then it will be like 4, 3, 2, 1. How to reverse the list later in JavaScript, everywhere you will learn about it. That is not done in HTML. It is just only numbering in reverse order. Actually, it is not required everywhere. In few occasions, we use it. For example, if it is type A, then it will be what? DCBA. For example, if it is 1 and suppose it is starting with starting with what? Starting with 2. Then it will be 2, 1. After that, 0, -1. It will maintain that scale of value. If it is type A, it will be B, A. After that, that will be 0, -1. There is no negative alphabet now. Right? We don't have any negative alphabet. Again, the scale will be like 0, 1. So this is not used anywhere, everywhere regularly, but in some occasions, when we display reverse type of numbering, we use this technique. So for that, we have an option called what? Reverse. Reverse. It is not frequently used, but it is one new option we have. OL, we can keep type as 1 and reverse. Reversed is the option we are having. So ordered list is having 3 important attributes. One is type, what is the numbering type you want? Another one, start, from which level you want to start. Another one, reverse. Next, while working with ordered list, So another point is configure you can configure nested list. Nested list. You can configure a nested list. But when you are configuring nested list, so a child list must be within li element, within li element, within li element. The child list must be within li element. That is one basic rule you need to follow. So remember here, in computer programming, you can achieve any asked functionality in several ways. That means I hope you people know, you search for any question on Google, you will get hundreds of answers. Are all answers same? Why you have so many answers for same? And the question is, which one I should follow? Which one is first? Huh? You follow which one is first? How you trust first? Do you know you can't trust Google? Google is always sometimes wrong. What do you think? Google is always correct? So many things wrong in Google. Don't depend on Google. You know that Google Maps. Is Google Maps always correct? Then you may be thinking like you are saying that Google is wrong. Of course, Google is wrong. I will prove in so many times Google wrong. In programming itself, I will prove so many times Google wrong. I will show you the proof that Google is wrong. You will see that in several approaches, you will see. Why? Because on Google, the answers are given by the people, somebody like you. How do you confirm that he knows the technology better than you? Google is not answering. Google is showing the answers by some people. Google is not answering. In that case, there are so many things which are wrong. Why we have to know that is, when you design some presentation, output can be achieved in a wrong way. Look wise, it looks exactly how we expect, but technical wise, it is wrong. So we have to use the correct technical way. What does that mean? Is, see, according to rule, child list must be within li, within li. See, I will show you. Suppose we are writing and list, it is ordered list. Okay, like this we are having. We have two, HTML, CSS. In HTML, we have some subtopics. Then what some people try to do is, they write below HTML, UOL, ordered list, and this type is A. And here we put a list item. This is like normal elements. Another list item like void elements, like that. Now you see that it looks like it is under HTML. Visually it is okay, but technically it is wrong. Technically it is wrong. Why technically it is wrong? Visually it looks like it is inside HTML, but it is below HTML, not inside. That means if I delete HTML, it should delete these two also. But when I delete HTML, it is not deleting them. So it is wrong. That means the way how you see may be correct, but technically it is wrong. This concept is very common in computer programming. When you learn any computer programming, you will learn from different people. On YouTube, somebody says like this. On website, somebody says like this. On your training coach classes, your trainer will tell something like this. Whom to follow? Who is correct? For that, in software companies, we use code analyzing softwares. In software companies, we use code analyzing tools. Code analyzing tools. Popular code analyzing tools are PMD, Sonar, ESLint. These are popular code analysis tools for web development people. For different technologies, different are there. PMD, Sonar, ESLint, these are all code analyzers. Code analyzing softwares they are actually. Code analyzer software means, I will show you actually what they do. For example, suppose I will tell one example like, suppose a person who is learning Java, C, C++, or C sharp, some languages, programming languages. Do you know anybody learning these languages? While learning languages, their trainer will tell them that generally we have a logic called some if, or we have like for. And in that, we have some statement. Actually, that statement contains a block. In that, we write a statement. But what some Oh, okay. Let's continue. We just got disconnected. Yep. So let's see here. Now we discussed that we have some code analyzing tools. I will show you some PMD. This is PMD. This is PMD. It is a code analyzer. For example, I will go to documentation, and in the documentation, you can see here in the documentation, rule reference. We have a rule reference. Let's open this. You will see HTML rules, Java rules, JavaScript rules, and everything. Suppose I will open some JavaScript rules, some code styles and all. You see here, in this, you can observe here, when they write some conditions, you see here, they say that this is okay. Okay means you have a curly brace start and curly brace end. Here this say this is bad. Bad. Bad means the people who developed that technology, they say that don't try this, don't use this. And somebody tells you that it is a shortcut. That's not satisfying. That means who is that somebody? He knows better than people who built the technology. So people who build the technology, they say that as per the standards, better write this. But sometimes people have an habit of putting their own shortcuts in program. That leads to a lot of technical issues in future. In real world programming, we don't entertain that. In learning level, people learn it like shortcuts, like entertainment, like just like they know some techniques, tricks. But we don't want those tricks and techniques. We want it to perfectly work. That is the reason in programming, always you have to know which is good, which is bad. That means an output can be achieved in two ways, but we always follow the standards. So, why I showed you this? Because when you return any list under the list, it looks fine, but it is technically wrong, because later if anybody deletes HTML, it will not delete this because they are not linked with it. What is correct? Always use a child list within li element. Currently, where we use it, not within li element, we use it below it. We have to remove it and make sure that we kept inside this. We keep inside this. That means inside li, after HTML, you put a list like this. Now that looks same. There is no difference. But what is the point now? These two items are a part of HTML. That means if HTML is deleted, then automatically it will affect everyone. It is going to affect all. That is the technical thing actually. That is the reason you should know what is good and what is bad code. So we can write nested list, but make sure that the child list is inside li. Now another question is there. Like that, how many levels I can write? There is no limit for that. Because some websites tell you can give only 6 levels, only 5 levels, only 10 levels. Wrong. There is no limit for that. You can write any number of levels. But what is issue is, how many numbering types we have? Numbering type 1, numbering type A uppercase, A lowercase, Roman letter lowercase, uppercase. 5 we are having. After 5th level, what you will do? Again, you have to repeat the numbering, or you should use a combination of numbers and symbols. So that is the reason there is no limit that how many levels I can go. There can be several levels. Only the point is, after reaching 5th level, then you should repeat the numberings. That is only the concept. So if anyone asks a question like, so here the frequently asked questions. Now the first question is, how many levels of nested numbering can be defined? So the answer for this, there is no specified limit. There is no specified limit. So you have 5 numbering types which you have to repeat if there are more levels. You have 5 numbering types which you have to repeat if there are more levels. That is only the concern. But there is no limit like that, how many levels of numbering we can have. So when you are defining numbering, these are the options for numbering. Okay, let's see. That means you can go any number of levels. Under this normal elements, again, I can use OL. This time type as Roman letter. And we have list item. And this list item is having like, suppose we can define like bold and like italics. Like this we are giving. And you can see the multi-level numbering will come. You can add any number of levels like that. So I will just keep this as an example for this point. Okay. Okay. Next important question is, while working with this numbering, next question is how to display list items side by side. This already you know. How to display the list items side by side, because usually list items all are one below another. That means what one below another means what is their display style? Block. How to make them side by side? From block, you have to change to inline. You have to change to inline. So see here, we are using, suppose I'm writing like ordered list. In that, type is a Roman letter I. After that, order list item. This is like, so dash elements will not have end token, like this I given. And this is one question actually. Now in that, I want to mention some options. That means inside the list item, we have to use again OL. This time type is 1 and we have list item. So normal elements, void elements, RC data elements, and raw text elements. So raw text element, like this we give an option. Then they will display one below another. I given the first type as 1, second type as A. Then you will have like 1 A, B, C, D. Now this is child list. This child list is by default one below another. So what I will do is, for this ordered list, because both are ordered list, for this ordered list, we will put a class as option list. That is the class we given. So that I can access this ordered list by reference of option list. So here we will write a style. In the style, wherever we have option list, in option list, wherever we have li, for them, what is the display? Display as what? Inline. That means you can see that they come side by side. But numbering is gone. The numbering is gone. But we need to keep the numbering and display side by side. So we have to use another technique. For the ordered list, what we have to do is, in the order list, don't disturb them because you are changing inline. Actually, they have block. One effect you are removing and adding another effect means they will be affected. Their style will be affected. Without affecting the style, just keep side by side. So what you do, don't put inline. For the ordered list, you put display as flex. For ordered list, if you put display flex, ordered list is container. In that container, all list items flex means they will come side by side. Then you need some gap between them. How do you give the gap? I will use margin top as 10 pixel. So little gap from above, and every list item in option list, every list item must have margin right as 10 pixel. Some gap will come. Some 30 pixel, some gap will come. So some 40 pixel, you can add some gap between them. That is how we display the list side by side. So don't use inline. Always use what? Flex. You can use inline, but the numbering will be removed. So how to display the list side by side? So by using display flex, for display flex for which one? Display flex for ordered list. Ordered list. So already we learned everything, how to give space between words, space between characters, right? This is not between words. This is between list items. Every list item is separate. We need to give some gap between them, not word spacing. Word spacing is not given for list items. It is for paragraph words you can give. Even list item, if you give word spacing, space will come between them, not between the list items, right? You know that. So next point is what we have to do here is another question. I will copy this one. As example, I will copy this one. This is an example for that. Okay. Another question is, I don't want side by side. I want in multiple columns. How to display list in multiple columns? You can do that by using display grid. By using display grid or columns in CSS. What is difference between grid and columns also you will see. You will understand that. So what is difference between grid and columns? We'll see that. How to display list in multiple columns? How we can show the list in more than one column? To display list in more than one column, you can use grid or you can use columns. You see here now, suppose I will remove flex. Okay. What I want to do is, for every item here, this child list should be 2 columns. Then what we do? Display. Display is what? Grid. Grid template columns. How many columns? 6 fractions and 6 fractions. Then it will be in 2 columns. But see the order. Order is side by side. I don't want like that. I want one below another. That means you see the numbering order A, B. I don't want like that. I want like this. That means you can change that. Actually, see, if I use display grid, okay, what will happen is we divided into two columns. So that means in grid, we divided into two columns. Now you are typing in one column. After you reach the bottom, what will happen? It will continue below. It will never come to next column. That means the content of one column is fixed to that column. It will not come to next. That is the nature of grid. Then what you can do is you can use, instead of display grid, you can use columns. With columns, you can divide into two. Same like grid. But what is specialty about columns is, in columns, when you type here, when it reaches bottom, it will come automatically to the next column. This is the difference between a grid and columns. If you want a column to continue to the next, then use columns. If you don't want contents of one column to disturb others, to keep one column content in one column only, in that case, use grid. That means now see, later you will learn this in designing newspapers, magazines like designs we will create. We will see how to use them more effectively, but observe carefully now. Currently we are using grid. Instead of grid, I will remove this grid. Very simple. You just use columns and say two. It will divide into two columns and see the numbering A, B, C, D. That is the numbering style. If you want side by side, then you use grid. One below another, then you use. That means what it is doing? First, it is having AB. After that, it is continuing here, CD. Right? That is the nature of columns. So how we can display side by side and one below another in multiple columns? We have this syntax. So we have an ordered list. We have display as what? Grid. And we will keep grid template columns. Template columns. Grid template columns. How many fractions? 6 fractions and 6 fraction. There is another technique. Instead of this, you can use, for ordered list, we can write like this. How you can write? Columns. Columns is 2. That's enough. It is going to split into multiple columns, right? So whenever you are working with list, these are very common requirements. That means we want a list side by side. Then always use flex. You want list in 2 columns, then use 2 columns, 3 columns, depends on how many content you are having. You can distribute into 4 columns, 6 columns, anything, it doesn't matter. Now, another requirement is, I will copy this example. Let copy this example also for you. Okay. Now, another question is very regularly asked. Another question is how to create a scrollable list. Scrollable list. How to create a scrollable list. That is another one. How do we create a scrollable list? That is another concept. How to create a scrollable list already you know. Last session we designed a scrollable content. How to create a scrollable list? That means you see some websites what they do. Usually some websites show some cities, countries list. Then generally what happens? We have some Delhi, So Hyderabad like this. We have like some Chennai. So Bangalore like this. So we have some options like this. Now important is if list is continuously growing like that, so many are there, then what we do is how to make them scrollable for ordered list. First, tell me what are the rules for making a list scrollable, content scrollable. Yesterday we learned it should have a fixed height and width. So we will put height. Width is already 100% it is having. Height I will give as suppose as 50. Okay. And we will put a border so that we can see the height. 1 pixel solid gray. And we will put a width as 200 pixel. It looks like this. Then I will keep the width as 100 pixel. It looks like this. Now, you know what to do? Overflow. Overflow is what? Auto. Then automatically it will display scroll bar. We can display. That is a scrollable list. Generally, we can create a scrollable list by using this technique, right? And it is a very common thing. So how to create a scrollable list? By using CSS overflow attribute. By using CSS overflow attribute. So syntax usually like this. We have an ordered list. So we have height and we have some border and we just put overflow. Overflow is what? Auto. We just put the overflow as auto. That is how we can make a list scrollable. Example, I will post this another example here. Okay. That is scrollable list. Right. Another regular requirement is generally how to remove the numbering for list. So how to remove numbering for list. How to remove numbering for list. So by using the attribute list style set to none. That means you have to just use OL list style as none. Then it will remove the numbering. Generally, why we have to remove numbering? Because many times we use a list without showing like a list. We use a list, but we don't show like a list. So in that case, we can remove the numbering and we can display. So generally, when we use this mechanism, that means when we use this concept actual, suppose see here, I am having a navigation bar. Suppose let's say I'm having a nav bar. So nav, in that we have OL, LI, it is home and LI, this is like about and like shop. So like pages, like blog, we have some options like this. Now, generally, this list will come like this. Now, the question is, why you used an ordered list for navigation? Previously, we never used that. Previously, what we done? Whenever we designed a nav, in that we were using span. Through span, we were showing home and all. So the point is, which one you will prefer, this or this? For that, one reason is that the reason is this list in the navigation static or changing? That means if you are designing a navigation where there will be fixed columns, no change, then you better use spans. If you are maintaining a list in the navigation which will be changing, not standard, that means some new items may be coming, some items may be removing. Generally, what we do, you may ask like how navigation will change regularly. Navigation can be changed because don't think about designing only web pages. We as developers, we have to design templates. Templates means what? We will design a sample outlook and we will give it to other developers. They will implement it. That means they will extend it. Template means you create the design and give to others. Those people will implement. You designed a nav bar and give to them. What items should be in the nav bar, they will decide. That means website designing is not about designing only pages directly. It is all about designing templates. We design templates and we give these templates. Those templates are rolled out. Generally in software companies, we have different types of project situations. Like generally in companies, we have implementation, we have support, we have upgrade and rollouts. Later, you will learn more detail about them. In software companies, we have implementation, support, upgrade, and rollouts. That means rollouts means what? Rollouts means you created some designs and given to them, they will modify them. They will customize according to their requirement. I will tell one example. Suppose we are working for some company, IBM. IBM is doing a project of HDFC Bank. That means for HDFC Bank, they are building an app. Who is building? The contract is given to IBM. So now the question is, will this bank give all its data to IBM? Without giving data, how they will design app? That means now will a bank give its all sensitive data to some XYZ software company? Even if it is a reputed company, how they trust the employees in that company? That means now up to certain modules, we will design, and some modules we will create like templates, means half design, and we will give to them. They have their dedicated developers. Those developers will implement those templates and they will add them. That is very rarely such jobs will be there. Do you know ICICI, HDFC Bank also have Java developer, .NET developers? But very rare such jobs you will find in those banks. Means HDFC Bank Java developer, ICICI Bank Java developer. And do you know, if you look at the job requirements, minimum 10 years experience required. And the minimum starting package will be 50 lakh, 60 lakh per annum for those people. And they are dedicatedly working for ICICI, HDFC like banks. And what is their job? Not developing an app. In that app, there are some templates, they have to implement them. Very rarely you may find these kind of jobs. For example, means very rare. if we are lucky enough, we may find. Suppose I will show you. This is the Naukri site. In this, I will say, suppose Java developer, some ICICI bank. Very rarely we will find them. Huh? But we will check, are we lucky enough to have that? Okay, this is actually ICICI bank, and this is developer ICICI. These are all bank jobs. Huh? ICICI Bank Robotics. This is related to computer technology, AI robotics, and see 11, 10 to 16 years experience. Minimum starts with 10, 15 years experience. Without that, you are not suitable to work there actually. You see PyTorch and all these are related to Python language. You may be surprised like why ICICI Bank want these people. But these roles are very rare. Means even there are such roles, many people don't show interest in going there. They give packages like 50 lakh, 70 lakh per annum. 70 lakh, 1 crore also minimum starting package. But even 15 years experience person don't show interest in going to that job. Why? Because a small team will be there and lot of responsibility will be there. And majority of our software developers don't show interest in that because they want escaping kind of mentality of like, I can't do everything. I can't manage everything. I can't take more risk. Then such people will not apply. So, but remember at 10, 15 years experience, we don't want challenging jobs. Those are in the initial days of our career. We will be very excited. But after 10, 15 years, we don't want so complex, mentally strained jobs. That's the reason many people don't go. They don't apply. See, 18 days back, it is posted. But still it is not closed. It is not closed. That means, are there no AI people or Python people in software industry? There are, but they are not interested in them. That means what is this concept is rollout. Rollout means you build half and give it to them. They will continue it. These are called what? Templates. In templates, what we do is we design a nav bar and we will not tell how many items will be there. How many items they will decide. That means the list is not standard. It will be changing. In such case, we design the list of navigation items using order list. Do you know what is advantage of this? The advantage of this is connected to a database actually. Later we will connect this to database. What happens in the database when I add 10 items, automatically they will reflect here. If I remove any item from database, automatically it will reflect here. So if your list is not standard, it is dynamically changing, then better use order list or unordered. And when you are using order list, unordered list as list item for navigation, we don't want this numbering. So see what we do. We will put OL. Okay, what we have to do? List style as what? None. That means it will remove. After that, every list item, I will put a background color, some black. I will put a color white. I will put padding as 10 pixel. I will put width as some 100 pixel. And I will put margin bottom as 20 pixel. Then it looks like a navigation. These are actually what? These are actually list items. List items. I'm using border radius as 20 pixel. Then it will be in this way. I will put text align as what? Center. It will be in this way. That means we design very fast, simple, easily by using ordered list. And not only that, it is very easy for plug-in new things into it. If I want to add one item, remove one item, not just design, in database you update, it will reflect there. Such programming we will learn later in JavaScript and all, how we can update such lists. In such case, we use it. Do you know you designed so many footers, Amazon footer, Flipkart footer. In that we have services list. They are also designed with ordered list, unordered list, not spans. When the list is not standard, it is changing. Then we design by using ordered list and unordered list. Because if you can design that easily, you can add and remove that, right? This is just an example how we can remove and how we can display the list like that. This is an example for that. Okay. This is all about ordered list, how to create an ordered list. Now, similarly, we have another one is unordered list. Unordered list. Unordered list is nothing but it uses it configures a bulleted list. It configures a bulleted list. Bulleted list contains a symbol instead of number, and list is defined with UL, and items are defined with LI. So we just use UL and LI. So this is item 1, item 2. But actually here one problem is generally we have only three types of symbols. So UL type can be disk, circle, or square. Only three can be there. UL type can be disk or circle or square. Only three symbols are available. You cannot have more. That means UL type is equal to circle. Like this we can add. Or UL type is equal to square. Like this we can add. So you have only three types of symbols available for the list. So that is the unordered list. And here also you can have a nested list. You can have a nested list. You can put side by side. You can display multiple columns. So all concepts are same. You can have a mixed list of number and symbol. At one level you can put number, another level you can put symbol. But problem is there are only three symbols. That means you can see here. Suppose we are defining a list UL and list item some HTML and list item CSS and list item some JavaScript, and you can see that it is having only these three. This is one symbol. That symbol is disk. You can change the type to circle and it will display like this. You can change the type to square. It will display like this. That's how we can display the list. There is nothing more. Then usually we will have a doubt like how to keep our own symbols. That means generally that is the very common question. The question here is, so how to define a custom symbol? How to define a custom symbol? Custom symbol means your own symbol. So by using CSS attribute, we have list style image. We can use list style image. We can put our own symbol. Actually, image is not symbol. It is an icon you can create. So there is another option by using third party bootstrap third party icon classes. You can use any third party icon classes. It may be Bootstrap or it may be Font Awesome, anywhere you can use. How to define a custom symbol? We have list style image or using third-party Bootstrap icons also. For example, you see here how we can do that. For example, suppose we are displaying. Yeah. So we don't want this list. Okay. By default, it is a disk symbol. Then what we do is, that is by default a disk symbol. Then what we do is we will write a style. Okay. First, unordered list style as none. We will remove that symbol or numbering. You can do that by using list style as none. Okay. After that, now I want to put my own symbol. Then how do you keep your own symbol? This is the original size. Open some MS Paint and go to file image properties. Let's say 27 and 27. Any size you can give, but bullets are very small icons, right? 32, 34 maximum size we maintain. Okay. Very small one. In that small one, I will zoom it a little bit and I am adding some icon. Let's say some star icon or something. Very less, yeah, color. I'll just put this one like this. And I will fill up with some color. We just added something like this. And actually its original size is this. This is the original size. This is the original. Right now what we will do is 100 is the original actually. Okay. Now what we will do, save. Save in the project folder. Our project is in D drive. We have a travel app in that public. In that I will put icons. In icon, anywhere you can keep. I will give as star. And remember, whenever we save images such as small bullets, lines, logos, then we use a type called GIF. In the next session, we are going to learn images. There you will understand why to use GIF, why to use JPG, what is meaning of that, why, what is difference, you will understand about them. As of now, always use this bullet small symbols as GIF. Why? Next session you will understand. I will save that. Okay. Okay, done. Now close it. Now we need to put that here. So then what I will do? List style, what image? Image uses URL. URL, where is the path? Dot slash icon slash star dot GIF. And what is the font size? Font size I am giving as 27 pixel or 30 pixel. That is the letter size we are having. Then it looks like this. That means we are having our own symbols. We can draw our own symbols. Every item can have a different symbol if you want. For that, we need to put our own Bootstrap icons. For example, you see websites like, suppose Flipkart. When you open Flipkart, you see here, you see there is a login. You see this is the login we are having. And in this login, what it is having is, you see every item, orders, wish list, every item is having a separate list here. You can see a separate item, separate icon is there. That means a list with different options. That's we can do like that. Generally what we do, suppose I'm writing another here. Suppose I'm writing an this, I will copy this. This is example for CSS attributes. Okay, let's put Bootstrap icons. How to put Bootstrap icons? You don't need these, remove. List style is none. Here one is like home. Another one is cart. Another one is like, so we have like wish list. So wish list. Okay, like this we are having. Now what we want to do is we want to put here different icons for them. Then generally what do you do to put different icons for them? First, make sure that you link. What is that link? Relation is what? Style sheet. Href is, it is in node modules, bootstrap icon, font icons.css. So for this list item, you can apply class bi house door. Okay. For this, I can apply the class bi cart 4. Here we can apply the class bi heart. Then you can see it will display those like that. That means every item can have a different. For example, you see, suppose same means you can put same one. Suppose we have unordered list. So we are writing an list item. And here we are putting class as bi tag fill. And here I am giving HDFC bank offer, right? So bank offer, this is like 20%. So, and another one is ICICI bank offer something. So ICICI bank offer so 5% on EMI, something like this. And you can see they will have a different one. Every item can have a different, you can put the same just by using the classes. You see hand symbols, arrows, different, all they are by using bootstrap icons. Actually, if you have observed, bootstrap icon people, see official bootstrap icon people, icon.getbootstrap.com, you try any symbol, then see what they do. Their sample also they give on italic list items like elements. You can apply anywhere, right? You can apply anywhere. So they are applying on I, they are applying on B, or they are applying on a list item. Anywhere you can do that, right? But this is one simple point how we can create unordered list. This is unordered list. We have ordered list. Another one we have unordered list. Then of course, I hope you people can design this now. So let's go to the Flipkart. In the Flipkart, let's select some mobile. In mobile, let's select some mobile here. Any mobile we are having some categories. Okay. Some Realme, something. Okay. You see, this is the design. And you can see these are all unordered list. And of course, you can create all this very simple. With the font options that you have learned, you can create that. How to keep that images later, I will tell you. Images, how do we keep them? We will see that. But this design is simple, nothing complex here. That means suppose I want to create this part. So that means we want to create this part. So this is this part we want to create. All right. And it's already whatever you learned, you can implement there. For example, let me show you a simple one here. Suppose I'm creating here Flipkart product. Okay. We will put a link. Link relation is what? Style sheet. And href is what? Node modules, bootstrap icon, font icon.css. Now in the body section, we will put here a simple container. This container will have a class product. This product have two divisions, div 1, another one is div 2. In left div, image will come and right div, details will come. So what we will do, we will put a style and class is what? Product. Display is what? Grid template columns, 3 fractions and 9 fraction. That means left side less and right side 9. Okay, 2 columns you are dividing. Okay. Now right side, we need to display. Now see how we can display right side. First, we want this text. Then what we will do, that is in first line, div. In the first div, we keep this. And that is the text. We want it font style, font size, font face. Now we will use our HTML, what we learned in last session. We will enclose in a font. And what is the font face? Face is what? I'm giving some Arial. Size is what? Some 5. Okay. So, and some color is what? Some blue. Then you can see it will display in this way. This is the original size actually. That's what we are displaying. Now, what about the next part? So the next part is below that we want this. That means you see now below this div, we will add another div. In this div, we have a span. This span is having a class rating. In this rating, we have again 4.6 and we have a span as class bi star fill. We are giving like this. And you can see it will come like that. And what we need to do is we will put effects for that. And you see here, now after that span, so another span. In that span, we have bold and we have font and font color as some gray. And here I defined, suppose some 1414150, yeah, 50 ratings and suppose 52 reviews. Like this we are adding. And I will just keep a BR for a line break extra here. It will display like that. And everything same option. So size is as 4 and family as face. Face is what? Arial. Then it will display in this way. What about that rating? For that we need to apply the style. How do we apply the style? We need to just put what? Rating. For rating, background color is green. And for rating padding as some 5 pixel. Color is what? White. Border radius as 5 pixel. Then it will display in this way. So that is what the rating we are having and the content beside the rating, how you define that. That is what it is having. So we will just keep here. So margin right as 10 pixels, some gap will keep. Now, how about this one? I hope rest of things you can do. You can try. So I will give you these ones. Okay. How to create these? This we can do now. How you can write that? Let's go and add another div. Suppose I will write the font. So font and bold and font size is suppose 6. And we have face is what? Arial. And here we use ampersand hash 8377 semicolon. That is actually Indian currency symbol. This special character is used for Indian currency symbol. For Indian currency symbol, that is the character we have to use there. Right? So suppose I'm giving like 2199. So here we say 21. So 99. 21999. So that's what we are applying there. Then it will be like this. And how about the list below? That means what we will do? We will put another div. In this div, so we will keep here a heading style. So available offers. We are keeping available offers like this. Then what are the offers? Now for this heading, if you want to change font, then here also we will keep a font. So the face is what? Arial and available offers. And we will display that there available offers. And below that, how to display those offers? We need to put an unordered list, UL. And in that list, I will keep everything as list item. But here, careful. What you see here is the list item, this symbol color is different, this is different. How can it happen like that? For that list item, in that you put a span. That means for list item, we will put, for this list item, we will put a class. What is the class? So BI tag fill. We will put that class. In the span, we will paste the text. Same we will maintain for all. That means another list item. What is the class? BI tag fill. And what is that span? In that span, we will put this one. So 4 list items we are adding. So class BI and BI tag fill. And we have a span. In the span, we will display this. Now, what is the point is list item, class BI tag fill. And this is the span. In that we will keep this. Now you see output looks like this. And how to make them in a better way, you already know. What we will do wherever we have unordered list style as what? None. And we remove that. And we will give margin left as minus 50 pixel. That means it will be left. 40 looks better. It will be like this. And font size, we will define as suppose 16 pixel. Font face, font family as Arial. And we will put here color as green. But observe every color will be green. Now what we will do is, in list item, wherever span is present, for that we will put color as what? Black. That will be black. And every list item, we will put margin bottom as 20 or 30 pixel. Then it will have some gap. That's what we design. That means we can create the list in that way. This is all the combination of course, I haven't given others, you try. Means this word must be bold. Then what we do? We know that, right? Up to that part here, this bank offer, we need to keep in a bold. This also, we have to keep in a bold, right? And you see that will be bold. So that means what you are defining here, this in a bold. So that will be in a bold. That's what it is going to show. Right. This is generally done by using ordered list and unordered list. This is another example for that. This is just example for the Flipkart I create. You can try this. So we have seen 2 points today. What is ordered list and what is unordered. By using them, lot of designs in future you will create. I just given one example. We have so many now. We have data list, we have detailed summary, we have field sets, legends, so many. That we'll see in next session tomorrow. And in tomorrow's session, we will learn some more elements and we will try to create this complete design. To create this complete design, we should know about images and others also. So tomorrow we will discuss about some more lists. Currently we learned ordered list, unordered list. There are some other lists like that we'll see tomorrow session. Okay, right. Thank you.